Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Friends, today we will discuss about Christopher Marlowe, who is a great Elizabethan playwright, a translator, and a poet. He was born in the same year when William Shakespeare was born, and there is only 2 months difference. Christopher Marlowe was baptized on 26th February. He was born at Canterbury, Kent, England. Kent, England, friend, is a city in southeast of England. So he died on 30th May 1593 at Deptford, Kent, England. His father was John Marlowe and his mother was Catherine. He is the eldest son of John Marlowe and his father was a cobbler. He was also known as Kit Marlowe by his family and friends. He started education in 1578 at King's School. Friends, King's School was a famous school, and his parents, John Marlowe and Catherine, must be in good financial position to teach Christopher Marlowe at King's School. Here he became well versed in Latin classics. He received a scholarship in 1584 from the former Archbishop of Canterbury, Matthew Parker, to study BA at Corpus Christi College, Cambridge, England. Friends, Matthew Parker is a famous personality, or he is a powerful figure of English Reformation. So this scholarship was given to those who possessed potential in rhetoric and dialect. In 1587, the Cambridge University hesitated to award Christopher Marlowe his master's degree because he was suspected of being Roman Catholic. His degree was awarded on condition when the Privy Council intervened on behalf of his faithful service and good dealing to Queen. Friends, Privy Council is a committee of monarchs who are closest advisors on state affairs to the Queen. Christopher Marlowe was one of the university wits. He was at the top among the university wits at Cambridge. On second was Thomas Nash and third was Robert Greene. And from the university wits at Oxford were Thomas Lodge, John Lilly, George Peele. Friends, Thomas Kidd was an exceptional university kid who was neither a graduate from the Cambridge University nor from Oxford University, but his knowledge was at par. It means he had a good knowledge and he was so excellent at the art of classics which the university wits have. So the Thomas Kidd was included in among the university wits. Christopher Marlowe was working as a spy. It was a rumor, or it was true. It is said about him that he was working as a spy for Sir Francis Walsingham, who was a spy master of Queen Elizabeth I. His first play was Tamburlaine the Great. He wrote it in 1587 and published it in the same year while he was studying at his university. He performed as a regular stage play in London in 1587. Tamburlaine I got so much success and fame that he started working on Tamburlaine the Part 2, which came in 1590. The story of Tamburlaine was based on the real Central Asian conqueror Temur from Uzbekistan in 1336. Temur rises from a shepherd to a conqueror. So this was the first play which was written in blank verse. Dido, the Queen of Carthage, was written in collaboration with Thomas Nash in 1587. Aeneas, who lost his way and lands safely in North African coast, where he meets with Dido, the queen, who falls in love with Aeneid. Dido becomes so obsessed in love that she becomes disinterested in state affairs. Therefore, seeing her own condition helpless in love, she committed suicide. This play is based on Virgil's Aeneid, a Roman poet. It was performed by the children of chapel. It is a company of boy actors. The Jew of Malta. It's a famous tragedy of rich Jew of Malta. It is written in 1589 to 1590. The exact year is not known. It is based on Turkish invasion of Ireland in 1565. Jew of Malta was published in 1592. The story is of the lust of wealth which centers about the Barbarous, a money lender. The Merchant of Venice of Shakespeare is inspired by the Jew of Malta. Dr. Faustus. This is the fourth play. It was published in 1604. The tragic story of life and death of Dr. Faustus. The main character here is Dr. Faustus, who is a German scholar. Edward II. Edward II is a history play. It was written in 1592 and 1594 it was published. It is based on the third volume of Holinshed's Chronicles in 1587. This is a tragic story of king's weakness and misery, the troublesome reign and lamentable death of Edward II, the King of England, with the tragical fall of Mortimer. The Massacre of Paris. This is the last play. It is based on Saint Bartholomew's massacre which took place in Paris in 1572. The main character here is Henry I and setting is in France. Christopher Marlowe's translations. Here are two main translations done by Christopher Marlowe. The first one is the Lucan's Pharsalia. Friends, Lucan was a Roman poet and Pharsalia in Roman it means de bello civili, on the civil war. So it is referred on Pharsalia. After this translation, Christopher Marlowe did another translation of Ovid. Again, Ovid is a Roman poet. Ovid's Amours. Amour is an elegy. It is written in 1580 and it is a love story with unattainable high class girl. Christopher Marlowe wrote two important poems, The Passionate Shepherd to His Love. It is a pastoral form. So pastoral form means the kind of a poem which deals with the love and life of shepherd. So its starting lines are very important. Come with me and be my love. John Donne in his poem The Bed, who has used the same starting lines, come with me and be my love. Remember friends, John Donne was a famous metaphysical poet. Sir Walter Raleigh replied to this poem, The Nymph's Song. Sir Walter Raleigh was an English statesman, soldier, spy, poet and a writer. He was a famous figure of Elizabethan era, has replied, The Nymph's Reply to the Shepherd. The last poem of Christopher Marlowe is Hero and Leander. It is written in 1593. It is a Greek myth of Hero and Leander. So this was an unfinished work which was completed by George Chapman in 1598. Remember friends, George Chapman is the same person about whom John Keats, the last romantics, has written on first looking into Chapman's Homer. So Chapman was a translator who has translated Homer's work also. So Chapman has completed the last work, Hero and Leander, poem of Christopher Marlowe in 1598. Now we will talk about the famous remark of Ben Jonson on Christopher Marlowe. Ben Jonson has used the phrase mighty line for Christopher Marlowe's blank verse. So this was all about Christopher Marlowe. Hope you will like this video. Thanks for